Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Welcome back to Living Local Carolina, everyone. I have a friend in the house, Lion Flood. You're a magician.
Yes, I have been trying my whole life to attain that little status when the hands glow. Haven't got there yet, but yeah.
I think you have. And you've got a trick to show us today, right?
Yes, I've got a few, and one of the things that I've really been focusing on is really just being more intimate, having someone understand that the magic is in their hands. And so I'll start off with showing you one very quick one, really quick, using simply a cup and a die. What I like for you to do is take both of those items really quick, place the die inside of the cup, ensuring there's nothing sticky, no tricky stuff or anything like that, right?
No.
Shake and rattle and roll, perfect. What I wanna do is I wanna show you that the die is gonna go through the portal at the cup. I've learned that if I squeeze it at a certain point that opens up, I throw it through. Would you do me a favor and place your hand flat just like that? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not gonna be able to see it happen from there, but you will be able to see her reaction when she notices that the die is no longer in my hand, travels through that hole and runs into her hand. On a count of three. 3, 2, 1.
I just felt it.
You felt it drop? That's
How
called
did you do
gravity.
that?
That's good.
Every time I ask, how did you do that? But he's never going to tell me, of
Right.
course. It's all a secret, but this is all about close-up magic where
Yes.
people can really feel like they're involved in it.
Exactly. I want to use their items. I want them to be able to go home and tell a story to their family and friends when they're like, I don't know. That's not the case. So to show you another quick one, if you don't mind.
Okay,
All right,
go
we're going to use her phone this time. Would you take out your phone for me?
Sure.
And I'm going to show you, everyone else, something that's going to be happening. While we do that, are you familiar with the cards? Or the playing cards, ace through king and type like that?
Yes.
Okay, I just want you to think of a playing card right now. 3, 2, 1, got it?
Got it.
All right, what's the first thing that came to your mind?
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. So now here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna show you all my Wi-Fi. I have a static electricity. If I rub my foot a little close, watch what happens here. As this starts to flicker, and watch what happens. The Wi-Fi starts to change to your card.
Oh, I don't like that.
But that's
How
my
did you
phone.
do
That's my
that?
phone. Wait, can you go to your Wi-Fi settings?
Yeah.
I don't think this can, is it? Because if it's on my phone, I'm a magician. But if it's on
It's on
her
my phone, too.
the card that she thought of is on her
What on
phone.
earth? How did you know I was going to think? I promise I didn't tell him. You're too good. You're too good.
I try.
Freaky stuff. I love it. Okay, well, where can people come and see you?
Yes, so now we have the Asher Theater on Saturdays, 4 p.m., doing matinees, an intimate 20-25 seat theater where they have hors d'oeuvres, people can have drinks, a great date night. Asher Theater is where I'm at currently now.
Perfect. Where can people get tickets and stuff?
Yes, you have to call the show right now because they've been selling out so much. They've been putting people on the wait list. So you can call the show, call the theater and ask, and they will get you on the list.
All right, tell me about the show.
Okay, so the show is set from my life story. Most people don't know. First off, I'm a retired devil dog, Marine Corps. Hoorah! I got into magic when I was injured. I had 4 knee surgeries, 3 back surgeries, laying up in the hospital, had to learn to re-walk over a year. First time I smiled is when I saw a magic trick online, and then I started saying, I want to learn it. They started to wheel patients into my room, and I did magic tricks for them. Eventually, when I was able to be wheeled out, they wheeled me into patient's room, started doing magic tricks, so it was almost like a therapy session.
Yeah.
And I've based the show around that because I wasn't able to walk. I had to do things in people's hands, and so I said, that's what my heart did.
That's
so I did it.
awesome. My mom is a PT, so she
Oh.
will love to hear about this.
Yes.
That you were bringing people happiness, even when you were still trying to get back on your feet.
Then one time my PT told me, bend the knee.
Yeah, they're not so nice all the time. My mom's just tough as nails.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Seaside Furniture Gallery and Accents. We are very comfy and cozy today on Living Local Carolina. I am at Seaside Furniture Gallery and Accents, and I'm joined once again by Kent. Thanks for having me back here.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
It looks very different than the last time I was in here.
Yeah, we're moving the showroom, so we're very excited about the change that's going on here at Seaside. Hey, it's 30,000 square feet, folks, so there's a lot of furniture to be moved around, and we've done so, and it looks fantastic. I hope you come out and see it.
They definitely should. There's pretty much something for everyone here, whether you need a lamp or a rug. There's also a lot of fun stuff that you can decorate with.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a lot of lamps, pictures, and accessories on the showroom floor. You know, when you have that much square footage, it's really a lot to look at. And of course, we have the living room, dining room, bedrooms, outdoor furniture, this time of year, fireplaces, recliners. Those are the things that we carry a lot of, so every price point too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about y'all's history, how long you've been around.
Well, we've been around since 2001. We've been in this location, the main showroom and mattress gallery, since 2022. But prior to that, we were at the North Myrtle Beach store, which is still open, and that was in 2006 that we moved there.
All right, so for somebody that has not had the pleasure of coming by here yet, what all do you guys offer here at Seaside?
Yeah, well, like I said, we offer every furniture item that you could possibly think of. We have a great design team and also sales team. They've been around for 30 plus years selling furniture. So yeah, we have a wonderful selection here, and you can buy right off the showroom floor. You can take it home that day if you want to, or schedule it for the next day.
And what do you suggest whenever people want to make a purchase here? Should they just come look around, or should they make an appointment with one of you guys? How does that work?
Right, so they can call and make an appointment with one of our designers, but typically if they just walk in, we have enough coverage or staff that we can handle it. And what we ask, if they have a brand new home, bring the floor plans if you have it, bring your floor sample if you have it, or, you know, I always say bring your favorite picture and wear your favorite outfit, because those are going to be telling signs as to what colors you like.
This story is sponsored by Seaside Furniture Gallery and Accents. Well, thanks again for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. Today I'm joined by Money Coach Dana Wolf. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Katie?
I'm doing good. Let's get down to basics here.
You got it.
You have some tips on how people can learn how to budget.
That's right. Budgeting is all about planning before the month happens. Okay, there are only, it's very simple, 4 things. You need to plan it, you need to balance it, because we don't want to go backwards, we want to go forward. We want to communicate it, and then we want to live it. So a couple of different tools that I use, the budget envelopes for certain things like groceries. If I have a $100 grocery budget, it goes in this envelope, and that's what I get to spend, and I'm not going to go over budget. It might be clothing, it might be just miscellaneous money, because those things can trip us up. Another thing I like to use is what's called the budget book, and some people use apps. I like to do it the old-fashioned way with paper and pen. I want to see myself making progress, and I also want to be able to have something that I can put my slips in. If I'm going to the grocery store, cash or debit at all times, I want to be able to record it so I can come up with a budget, and then at the end of the year I can actually look back and see how well I did. Other people like computers. I do a lot of spreadsheets. I like to be able to track, so having a spreadsheet is really important as well. But the communication part is really key. You need to understand your mindset when it comes to money. You need to know, are you a spender or a saver? Do you like to have the abundant opportunities and lots of opportunities, or do you want just a one-time opportunity, like when it comes to vacations? Do you want to do lots of them, or do you want to just do one very expensive vacation, okay? What is your mindset when it comes to money? And what is, if you're married, your partner's mindset?
I was gonna say that's huge to
It
talk
is.
to your partner about that sort of thing.
It is, because there's so many different things that you need to know. A lot of people like to save, some people like to spend, a lot of people like to give. Are we going to be spontaneously giving, or are we going to plan our giving? So there's so many different aspects of money, and each person is here, we're all individuals, each person is here to have a purpose here, and we just need to be able to communicate what that purpose is.
Love that. So if people are saving up for something big or want some help, how can they get in contact with you?
Very simple, Dana Wolf, financial coach. Just Google that or go to my website, First Step Financial Solutions.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, today I'm joined by Joyelle. She's a professional dog trainer here in Myrtle Beach, and today we're going to go over our dog training tip of the day.
Yes.
Talking about socialization.
Yes. Okay.
This is an issue for a lot of dog owners,
Yes.
especially when you're taking them out and you're running into a dog that you weren't anticipating on seeing.
Absolutely. Okay. So socialization. What happens with socialization is that owners think that every single person they come in contact with and every single dog your dog encounters, they should all be friends and should be touched and greet all of the time. The problem with that is that you create a dog who thinks the world revolves around them. So as the dog starts to get older, when you're taking them out in public and somebody does start to come and greet the dog jumps, because they are like, you're supposed to touch me because I'm cute. Yes.
So you're telling me that they know that they're cute?
Yes.
Wow.
100%.
I believe it.
So they have been, that touching is a reinforcement for that behavior. So if a dog jumps and they get rubbed, you've taught them something at that point. All right? So what I like to tell people, when you socialize your dog, taking them in dog-friendly locations or taking them with you to go out to eat and you're sitting on the patio or something, having them sit right there, they're being socialized just by all of the sights, smells, and sounds that they're encountering. They're learning from that. It doesn't require somebody to touch them for them to learn and to be socialized. So take them into places like Lowe's Hardware, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight, Bass Pro. Not on the weekends. Bass Pro is a little hard on the weekends because they're so packed. Walk around Tanger Outlet. Places like that are dog friendly. Make sure you read and find out if they're dog friendly. Take your dog to those places. Keep them on leash. Let them learn by just being in a surrounding with you.
Perfect. And what's heel walking?
So heel walking is putting your dog in a controlled walk. You have two different types of walks. You have your controlled heel walk, which means your dog is placed right beside of you. I like to say they're in your pocket, okay? And I'm going to explain what that means in just a second. The second type of walk that you have is called a dog walk. And basically at that point, they're on a long lead and you don't care if they smell every blade of grass in your yard, okay? But going back to that heel walk, you need to heel walk on your left side because generally the rule is you walk facing traffic. So you want to be the barrier between your dog and the cars that you are meeting, all right? So I want you to imagine when you take a step, there's an imaginary line from the toe of your front foot to the heel of your back foot. So like a rectangle box to your left. That is your pocket. You want the dog to stay in that rectangle box. You don't want them pulling ahead, lagging behind, or pulling out to the left. You want them to stay in your pocket, okay? They are on leash and they are heel walking with you and you're in a very controlled walk at that point. What that does for a dog is it creates a boundary for them where they understand this is where I'm supposed to be. They're less likely to lunge at other dogs because they feel secure in knowing what's expected out of them. So work really hard on keeping them in a controlled heel walk beside your left leg.
And this is for their safety too.
Absolutely, 100%.
Now, can I also ask about when you said the dog walk, is it good to have both of those walks for dogs?
In the beginning, when you're first training a heel walk, primarily that's the walk that you are going to do. But then once they get really comfortable in that and you're just out meandering, I like to say, then absolutely put them in a dog walk. That's okay for them to be able to be a dog in those moments, of course. But don't have the misconception that just because I have them in a heel walk, they're not able to be a dog. That's not the point at all. When they are in a heel walk, they are learning and they respect you, and they feel more secure as an animal because they know what you expect out of them.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.